Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Ready to Love. So, look, first of all, look, get into all. Listen, and don't come for me. Anybody who has something to say about this and this, don't even come for me. If you don't know my story, you don't understand. And to make a long story short, boiling hot antifreeze blew up in my face. I didn't have my widow's peak anymore, and I have it again. And 95% of my edges grew back after the hair was completely wiped off of my head. So don't come for me and all of that. So yeah, but look at it, and this is a gel. And when this actually dries, y'all don't understand. When it dries, it's not hard. It feels the exact same way that my hair feels when there's no product in it. And I'm just like, what kind of gel is this? And it's from a black owned business. And it's crazy because they discontinued this item, had a really good deal on it. And this was my first time actually trying it. And I love it. I was not expecting to live for it, but I was like, well, let me load up just in case. And I'm glad I did. And I mean, you can put tons of it in your hair. It's not going to flake up. I can load my hair down right now with this. Come back tomorrow, do the same thing. It's going to look exactly like this. It's not going to look like caked on crap. I love it. I'm here for it. This is a black owned business right here. I am going to go into it hopefully before the end of this year. What else? Anything else on me right now that's a black owned business? But yeah, oh, my deodorant, playpits.com. I've already done a black owned business spotlight on that particular company, so I can definitely say that. So yeah, now that I've made those announcements, let's get into this recap review. So this episode started out with the ladies going to the ladies lounge, and they find out that they have to introduce their prospective mates to their best friends. And we already know that they're going to be very, very critical and tell them like it is. Well, hopefully, because some people will lie to you all because they want you to have something in particular. And it's like, don't lie to the people. If it's trash and you see that it's trash, tell them that it's trash. Please tell me if you see a train wreck and I don't see it because the red flags are right there, but I'm being blinded by the fact that these people have beards or whatever that might be going on. Like, because some people really be doing the most. And I'm like, if you ain't had that beard, anyway, we ain't even gonna go into that because y'all know what it is. It is what it is. And I ain't trying to read nobody because, most of these men look really, really awesome. They are actually fine. They actually look okay, again, I'm like, let me stop. So anyway, so Zadia is at Top Golf and she has a couple of friends with her and she's going to meet up with Naeem. Naam, I don't even know how to pronounce his name most of the time. Like, y'all know how I am with names at times. So I'm not trying to be petty or mean or nothing like that. I just legit cannot catch it sometimes. And it seems like people are saying it differently. So I'm like, well, dang, how you say it? I really want to pronounce people's names correctly. So anyway, she wants them to meet him. She feels some type of way about him. And so far, they liked him. Their meeting went fine. Sabrina had two dates and they all came over. She had a whole gang of people over there. It was like 5 to 10 people up in there. I was like, what is going on here? But she says that those are the closest people that are in her life and they're gonna, tell it like it is. And I'm like, okay, I'm here for that. Like, I am here for that. I just wasn't expecting all those people. I was like, child. So she wanted Walter to meet her people, and she wanted another person. I don't want to say his name incorrectly. I think it's Sean. Is it Sean? To meet them because they had a vibe, and then like they ended up going on one of their last dates, and then it went kind of sideways because of something he said. Everything went well with Walter as far as I could tell. Like, they seemed to like him, and then the next few minutes later on, we see Sean pull up and he go in, and before he went in, she prepped them and was like, look, let me tell y'all about something that popped off. He basically said to me that, he don't want to hurt me months down the road. And I feel like after we learned what was going on, that he wasn't clear, but at the same time, I don't see it for them. And her friends didn't either. But one of her friends wants to know what was going on. Let's get some straightening going on right here. What's going on? Because she said that y'all had a date and this is what was said. And so he was like, well, for me, I've been in relationships before and I wasn't clear enough, or I allowed things to go on longer than it should have when I knew that I wanted something in particular and they didn't. And sometimes you can't sit up there and just go along with the situation hoping that somebody changes their mind. He wants kids. I think he wanted a situation with Alicia. What is it? Is it Alicia? Aisha? Because I was like, dang it, how you say her name? Aisha, the woman who is the salon owner. And she's from New York. And we're going to get into her being from New York later on because I didn't appreciate what somebody did. And we're going to get into that heifer later on because I'm not here for her anyway. Because, anyway, we'll get to that. So, anyway, I think it's Sean that we're talking about in this moment. But he wants kids and she doesn't really know if she want to have kids like that. But Sabrina's definitely like, nah. Like, the diaper's gone. I'm done with that part of my life. Like, no, she has a young, I think she has like a 9-year-old daughter or something like that. I could be wrong. Y'all could correct me down in the comments. Y'all know I don't mind. But yeah, but ain't nobody here for Sean. And like all of his answers just seem like, well, and I was like, child, ain't nobody here for it. But that's out the window. I don't know if anybody gonna be here for him after all this been going on. I don't see it. I just don't. Now moving on to Camille. I think this is Camille. So Camille has linked up with her friends and she actually has 2 people to show up. She initially has, who did she initially have? She initially had Cornelius. Cornelius is the person who I told y'all I really feel like my friend is his cousin. Like, Cornelius has to be his older cousin because the smile, like even the way he looks up at certain, like, y'all don't even understand. And speaking of my friend, he reached out to me on Thursday and I was shocked because if he's not in Virginia, if he can't like see you and like be like somewhere near you, I guess you could say, he's really, really focused. And I understand that, especially when he went active and had to go and do a private, yet very, very important task for the United States of America. Like, it was a lot. And when he's focused on that, he don't talk to nobody. Like, he barely will pick up the phone for his own mom and grandmama. And I'm just saying, I'm pretty much the same way. Like, if it ain't my mom and them, I ain't talking to y'all. Not for real. I have 2 friends that I talk to every day. And we keep each other grounded. It just is what it is. But outside of that, I ain't really trying to talk to nobody. So I'm actually shocked that he reached out to me. But y'all, I wish y'all, he was looking at one point in time. He looked at her or he looked at somebody. I was like, wait, okay, so because my friend, like, we're obviously attracted to one another. And like I told y'all, he a little bit younger than me in things, but he's very, very well-spoken, very intelligent, and all of these things. But the way that he looked at him, if I could show, I wish I could show y'all a picture of this man and y'all be like, oh my gosh, they got to be Ken. I wish I could. But I still haven't been able to talk to him about that because, like I said, like, he ain't gonna respond. Like, when I reached out to him about the Astrofest situation, because I told y'all the day that he was gonna go, they ended up canceling it, and he was on his way there when all of that stuff happened, which was very, very tragic. So yeah, he never responded. I asked him, was he okay, and all this other stuff. Like, and I knew that more than likely he wouldn't respond. So I would have to get him on the phone in order to really talk to him, to ask him, and then send him something and be like, hey, is this man who is on this reality show whose name is Cornelius. Is he your cousin or something? Cause y'all look alike. Like they look like they got to be like really close cousins. Cause a lot of my cousins, like on my dad's side of the family, we look alike. Like like we've had people. There have been people who have mistaken me for my aunt when her own daughters were right there, and I'm like, nah, but her kids are over there though. Like I look like my grandmama and them. So it's like, rest in peace, long live Ada. But anyway, back to the show. So yeah, Camille's friends are confused because Cornelius is like, well, I want to wait until marriage. And so they looking at her like, so since when have you been about this life? Now, this was before he got there, but still. She was like, well, and he's apparently very different from the type of dudes that she deals with. She normally deals with the people she don't need to deal with. Cornelius is a very nice guy. And, and I'm just like, and they really was sitting there like, girl, you don't deal with nobody like that. Like, I was just like, and I'm glad that one of her friends said, well, maybe this is the change that you needed. You know what I'm saying? Because again, as you just stated, that's the type of dude that y'all normally be dealing with. You normally deal with these people that you don't need to deal with. Maybe this is what's going to work because he's completely different. He actually isn't a good dude. He's really nice. He's not one of those people that he gives off, I'm toxic. Like, it's like, okay. So I'm glad that at least one of her friends act like they understood what was going on. So yeah, but again, like I said, there were two people that were there. And then, wait a minute, I don't want to say the wrong person's name, but the other person appeared while they were in the middle of talking. And he was just like, okay, what is we doing? Like, why? Why is there another person here? And so the energy that they gave was not what it was supposed to be at all. Wait a minute, y'all. I don't want to say the wrong person's name because I feel like I'm going to say the wrong person's name. Yeah, I don't want to say the wrong person's name. Give me one moment. Okay, y'all. A lot of these scenarios look so similar that I mistook it for another scene. But this was just a scenario where that was her only person, if I'm not mistaken. So Cornelius was there. And it's crazy because he started asking questions. And one of the main ones that I found to be interesting was when he asked the friends, like, okay, what is it about her? Like, what's going on? Like, why didn't things last with the people that she was with or whatever? They basically was like, she's a runner. She's a track star around these parts. Like, she's like somewhat of a runaway bride. Like, what? I was like, why? Why though? But anyway, I already told y'all I'm not here for her because she crazy. She is the type of person that she feels like, oh, well, I want you, I'm going to have you. And that's the way I see it. And I hate that he is even in the confessional saying that, since day one, she's pretty much been like, oh, that's my boyfriend. So I'm kind of trying to respect that, but I want to keep my options open. But it's like when I think, what was her name? Courtney or somebody was there before. Every time anybody else was there and there was a double date or whatever and they had to share, he was giving his attention to other people. So it's like, girl, it's a process. I don't understand why you ain't understanding it as a process. And now he has a right to do what he gonna do. But for you to sit up there and try to claim somebody and not expand your horizons, you're setting yourself up for failure. Don't do it. Okay, y'all. So y'all know that Sean and, is it Sydney? They came on the scene late and they were a curveball, right? When Sydney came on the screen, I was like, who is this heifer? What is going on? And I had to really, I was like, what is going on here? And so, yeah, I was like, who is this person? So I was like, oh, okay. So she had some friends who, she ended up linking up with. And so she was like, well, I think y'all know this person. His name is Frank, and we know him from the scene or whatever, because, he works in an industry where it's like nightlife type of situation. And so they were like, oh, okay then. So their interaction went well as far as I was concerned. I was like, okay, go off though. I don't know. I don't know if it's because like she's so much newer than everybody else that to me, it might have gone by a little bit fast, but if it's working, then I ain't mad at it. Like, they seemed like they was here for it, and I was like, okay, cool, y'all do that then. Listen, I have to go ahead and give credit where credit is due. The friend, I think his name is Dallas, that Sydney has, his skin is everything. Like, sir, yes, what is the skin routine? The moisturization. Woo, child, the moisturization. Shoot, you can't even say ashy around him because it will be a lie. But anyway, they wanted to know, like, when was his last relationship? It was like 3 years ago. And then, of course, he asked the question, like, what happened? Like, why aren't y'all together? What made it so y'all wouldn't be together anymore? And he was like, they had gotten to a point where they basically weren't on the same page, going in different directions, and it is what it is. You can't sit up there and just be stagnant in a situation that ain't working. And y'all are on two different levels now. So if y'all aren't going in the same direction, then what are you doing? So I don't blame them. Something that I found to be interesting was that one of them asked, like, what is his, I guess, like, toxic trait, but it was like a different way that they said it. And he was like, well, I have a tendency to be like overly into a person and all of that. Like, he'll be really, really into him, all in their face, doing the most. And she was like, shoot, I'm here for that. She all in the confessional, like, shoot, that's toxic. That's the type of toxic I want in my life. And I'm like, girl, I concur. I understand. Like, she was like, be all over me, be all in my face, all of that. Now, I do need my space. I don't want you to be 24/7 like that, but act like you want me. Act like you need me. But yeah, I felt like that was a good answer that he gave, and she was here for it. They had so much PDA that I was here for. Like, it seemed very natural, so that was good. Okay, so what I was getting mixed up earlier was Mumin's dates, and she had Dante and Walter. So I think Walter got there first and he was very laid back. No. Dante got there first and he was very laid back. It was cool. The whole situation went over well. Well, when Walter got there, he was so standoffish and it was just not what it needed to be. So my thing is, like, you should have been able to adapt to that situation. Like, you should have been like, oh, okay, he there. But, if she's somebody who is like really up there and high up there on that list for you, it don't matter if somebody there, like, oh, you can sit right there, you can be right there all you want, but are you gonna have her in the end? Like, but it was crazy. I was just like, oh. If I'm not mistaken, Dante is the one who has like 3 kids by 3 different women, and that can be challenging for a lot of women to deal with. I know that Sabrina was like, it is what it is. I can deal with him having these kids, and we both have children, so it's not that deep to me. So I understand where he's coming from. There are some of the women that are there who don't know what it's like to have to deal with children, becoming a bonus mom or anything like that, because they haven't had kids yet or whatever. So y'all, I was just like, okay, cool, I'm here for it. But I don't know, it was just how I want to say it. I lost my train of thought, y'all. I'm sorry. But anyway, but yeah, they had a great vibe. The friend that she brought, that's what I want to say. The friend that she brought there, she values her opinion because she's been married for like 20 something years. And she feels as though her relationship is strong and it's working well. So why not have her to be on the outside looking in, trying to see if she's seeing red flags? And I think somebody is a consultant. Somebody was a consultant. I might have that mixed up, but somebody, one of their friends, they were a consultant. But whatever. Despite that, with this woman in particular, she's been married, and Mumin wants to have an amazing relationship and to get there someday. So it's like, why not talk to this person and have this person to look into the situation? So everything went well. And then, like I said, Walter came in and he was very standoffish, and the way that he responded to stuff, it just was not flowing like it should have. It just was not. Everybody talking about, well, she said that they were both nice looking men, and I'm like, yeah, but that's not what it's all about. Like, it would be nice if the person looks really nice, if they look attractive, and you are very attracted to them, but we've seen some trash people on these shows that were attractive, and it was just not what it was. It was not giving what it was supposed to give. So anyway, Phil is very popular. He ended up having like 4 different situations, 3 or 4 different situations, and I don't, I don't know what happened, because who was it? I think Cornelius and Walter. Those are the ones who I thought was gonna be the ones who had dates like that all season. But he was the one who had all the dates. He was with Aisha. I think. See, I'm forgetting this woman's name. I don't know why. But yeah, it was several people. We'll get into it in a minute. Okay, I don't know why I forgot Shiloh's name, but it's Shiloh, Tasia, and Aisha. So I felt like he was the least interested in Tasia, and I don't think she's gonna make it much longer unless some stuff changes. But I'm just saying it is what it is. But yeah, she over here talking about she want like 3 kids. He like, oh, can we, get there? Like, what in the world? But he seemed like he had really great chemistry with everybody else. Like, there was a lot of physical touch with everybody else, and hugging and like little kissing and things or whatever. Like, great chemistry. But with Tasia, it was just like the conversation, I guess you could say. And that was it. But she feeling him, but I was just like, I don't think he feeling you like that. I don't. As usual, everybody want to know where the people rank and all this, and he is trying to be smart about it and not be like, ooh, this is my number 1, because people really want to know. Like, of course your friends want to know, like, do you live for my friend or are you living for everybody else? And he pretty much was like, they up there. This person is up there. They up there. They up there on my list. And so it's like you're saying it, but you're not. And I'm like, well, yeah, he played it safe. It is what it is. I don't blame him. He playing the game. It was going down in the ladies' lounge because they have to reconvene, right? Went back to the ladies' lounge, and Tasia, her third eye, she was just like, something. I feel like it's gonna be something that done changed around here. I feel like the ladies gonna come back with all kinds of tea. Like, some people might have went out on dates with other people. Like, I want to know what's going on. So Sydney was pretty much the only person that was like, I'm here for Frank, whatever it is, what it is. And everybody was like, oh, okay, cool. Child. I was like, oh no. Like, I'm glad that their date went well, but wasn't nobody really here for it. Aisha was talking about Phil and how great her date went. Tasia was talking about how great her date went. Production was trying to be petty, and they was going back and forth showing both of their faces, and then they showed Shiloh, who again went out on a date with Phil. And I'm like, child, y'all doing a lot. I'm tired. I'm tired. It got the cracking in there. It was a lot. So they're discussing who they feel need to be in the bottom 2, and this week it is unfortunately Cornelius and who is the other person? I don't want to say the wrong name. I think it's Sean. So yeah, y'all, I'm sorry. Somebody was doing the most, and so I had to kind of be like, wait a minute. But anyway, there was sort of a tussle. Not a tussle for real. I just wanted to say that. But there were people who were like, oh, well, you need to basically like get your list like shortened in a sense. And people were like, okay, well, my list is, shortened. Like, I'm rounding stuff out. Like, I'm going to have who I have on my list, and I'm going to decide at my own pace or whatever. And like, people was going back and forth over that. I was like, child, that is not what to argue about. That ain't nothing to argue over. Like, make the best woman win. Like, this is a competition at the end of the day. Do what you do. I'm not finna argue with you over somebody who don't belong to me. These men don't belong to none of these heifers in this moment. So I'm just like, what is going on? And y'all, I'm so glad I just said that, because I keep forgetting every single week to ask y'all if y'all heard about how Liz and old boy ain't together no more. Liz and what's his name? I'm about to say Justin. Jason. Liz and Jason ain't together no more. Now, how many of y'all saw that coming? And I wasn't trying to plot on nobody's and prey on somebody's downfall. I just didn't see it. I did not see it. I just felt like he looked at her and was like, ooh, she fine. Look at her body. Like when she went to that ball, that masquerade ball, child, everybody in the room wanted Liz that night. But it is what it is. So anyway, back to the foolishness. Yeah, a lot of people are not feeling Cornelius like that. And mainly because he really ain't putting in no effort with nobody else because of Camille. Like Camille is like, oh, that's my man. And so nobody, like he hasn't really opened up to anybody else that's still in the house. Cause like I told y'all before, he was living for like, I think her name Courtney, but she gone now and all of that. So it is what it is. Child, they had the people meet up with him to, you know, tell them, you know, what the ladies discussed. They had to see a meet up with Sean, and they had Zadia to meet up with Cornelius. So Zadia was like, you know, none of us have been able to really have no dealings with you. Like, we don't know nothing about you because you all baied up with her, with Camille. Like, and I mean, I was like, you done went off. He told her that he felt like she was a very beautiful mom. I was like, oh. But anyway, like he was very humble about the situation and like he took in everything. Sean was very like kind of standoffish to me. Like he wasn't that present. And she was even like, you know, Tasia was like, you know, we had a connection. And he was like, yeah, you know, I think you're a very beautiful woman. I really like you or whatever. But he admitted himself that he is very slow. He is very slow to get back to people and to warm up to people and to show people that he's interested, even if he is interested. And it's like, child, don't nobody have time for that. Nobody has time for that. Like there is a certain, there's a thing that's like, okay, it's cool for you to, you know, kind of shy away a little bit, be like, ooh, let me kind of keep you on the ropes a little bit, but ain't nobody got time for you to like never call nobody back, never text nobody back. Like, cause she was like, I hadn't heard from you. And, you know, they had a great connection, but ultimately they said that Sean is not ready to love. Cornelius is going to live on to fight another day. And hopefully he will get from under Camille's thumb because I'm not here for her. I'm not here for her because she gives off crazy. Like, there have been so many instances where it's like, how y'all keeping her on this show? Like, she crazy. Something ain't right. Like, and I mean, I'm not trying to say anything that should offend anybody. I'm just saying she's giving off literal crazy. Do y'all see that? Like, or am I blind? Am I seeing something that's not there? But anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning into my recap of Ready to Love. I had some other stuff that I wanted to put up today, but y'all, I was up supporting Black-owned businesses last night. Didn't get no sleep. I was half dead at work. I don't know how I made it through, but I just took a nap earlier, took a shower, I got my hair together, and I came on here to do this. I still have 2 episodes of the game to put up. Like, I was so busy in the kitchen and doing the most this week that I didn't have a chance to do nothing. But anyway, I'm going to try to get everything up before the close of within 5 days because, yeah. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. Please subscribe to my channel. Thumbs up this video. And let's get down in the comment section and discuss this foolishness. All right. I'll see y'all later on. Y'all have a good one. Bye.